We are working on multiplication again, and I told you that in this particular unit, they're going to teach us several ways to multiply. That way, there's one way that everybody, it works better for them. So we're just going to go ahead and do several different ways to multiply. Now on page 115, the first thing it asks you to do is just to see which one of these doesn't belong. And y'all already know from our textbook, there's some way that all of them could be the odd man out. So we'll just go ahead. We know that there's something different about all of them. So let's just go ahead and talk about what is different, because each of them could be the odd man out. Okay, on this first one, if we look at it, it's the only one where 42 is together. It's not broken down into 40 in the tens place and then 2 in the ones place. So that's what could make this one be different or be the odd one out. Also, this one's the only one that doesn't have a line going this way. Okay, so that's another way that that one's different. If we move over here to this one has both sets of numbers broken out, but it's the only one that has 42 on the side instead of on the top. 42 is on the top of all the rest of them, so that's how this one's different. The numbers are on the different sides. And then if we go down here to this one, it's the only one that the 33 is all together. It's not split into tens and ones, it's all together. And it's also the only one that doesn't have a line going this way. So that's how this one could be the odd man out. And then finally this one. This is the only one that has numbers inside here. It has both sets of lines. Both numbers are broken out. They're on the same side as most of the others. But this one has numbers inside there. So y'all know from our textbook, there's always some way that each of them doesn't fit the group. Okay? Okay, over on the next page, it says we're going to decompose in many ways. Now we know from science, when we were doing science, decomposers, they're the things that come in at the end and they decompose, they break stuff down to where it can be reabsorbed by the earth. So when we're decomposing, we're breaking it down. So that's all we're doing to these numbers. It tells us that we're decomposing numbers. We decomposed the number 42 by showing it in 40 for the tens place and 2 for the ones place. And then we decomposed, or we broke down the number 33 into the tens place and the ones place. Okay? And then from there, it's wanting us to find, it says write the value of each product inside the rectangle. Now we know that product is just the answer to a multiplication problem. That's all a product is, the answer to a multiplication problem. So if we look at this first rectangle, the two numbers associated with this first rectangle are 40 times 30. And we know from quick math tip, we can multiply our whole number parts. 3 times 4 is 12. And then how many zeros do we have that we haven't done anything with? We have 1, 2. So we add that many zeros. Okay, in the second one, the two numbers associated with this box are 2 times 30. And again, quick math, 2 times 3 is 6. And how many zeros had we not done anything with? This one. So we know this is 60. On this box, the two numbers associated with this box are 40 times 3. So we have 40 times 3. Quick math, 3 times 4 is 12. And how many zeros had we not done anything with yet? Just this one. So there's 120. And then the final box, is 2 times 3. Now that one, we shouldn't have to go to the side for that one. We just know from our basic math facts that 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, so it wanted me to find the value of 42 times 3. 33. 42 times 33. Well, if this is called using partial products. We found parts of the product, which is the answer to a multiplication problem, and if we take those partial products and we add them all together, that will give us the value of 42 times 33. So we would have 1,200 plus 60 plus 120. Make sure that you're keeping everything lined up under your correct place values. And then finally we have a 6. And if we add all those together, we have 0 plus 0 is 0, plus 0 is 0, plus 6 is 6. And then in our tens place, 0 plus 6 is 6, 6 plus 2 is 8, and 2 plus nothing is still 8. In our hundreds place, 2 plus nothing is still 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, and 3 plus nothing is still 3. And then for our thousandths place, all we had was one number in the thousandths place, so if we bring that down, we have 1,386. Now, another way that you can check yourself on that is to just go by place values and look in your boxes. In the ones place, we always start with the ones place. So for this box, I have a 6. This box, I have a 0, so I still have just 6. There's a 0 in that ones place and a 0 in that ones place. So the only thing I have in the ones place is a 6. And then we move to the tens place. I don't have anything in the tens place here. Here I have a 6. Here I have a 0, so I still just have 6. And here I have 2. So I have a 6 and I have a 2, so I have 8. Then we move to the hundreds place. This doesn't have anything in the hundreds place. This doesn't have anything in the hundreds place. This has a 2 in the hundreds place, and this has a 1. So I have a 2 and a 1 in the hundreds place, so I have a 3. And then the last one is the thousands place. Nothing there, nothing there. I have a 1 here and nothing here. So all I have in the thousands place is a 1. So if I double check myself, then now I know that I was right with all of my math over here. Okay, on the next page. This, well, same page, but this one, it's the same type of problem, but it just added a few more numbers. Our box got bigger. Now, let's look. We already had 42 on that other one, didn't we? And we already had 33 on that other one. So we already know that 42 times 33, we said that that was 1,000, what did we say? 1,386. 1,386. Okay? So if we already know that part, if we already know the 1,386, what's the only thing now that's different in there? The only thing that's different is now they've put something in the hundreds place. So I can do 100 times 30, and if I do quick math on that, I can multiply my whole number parts. 3 times 1 is 3. And how many zeros have I not done anything with yet? 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. So this is going to be 3,000. And then on the bottom one, 100 times 3. Now I can just do mental math on that. I know if I have 100 3 times, I have 300. So now I know that we did the math on all of this a minute ago. We did all of this a minute ago when we said that all of this was 1,386. So if I add just the two that I just did, that should give me the answer for all of it because I've already done this math. So let's add the 3,000 and the 300 and make sure you're keeping under your correct place value. So we have 6 plus 0 is 6, plus 0 is still 6. 8 plus 0 is 8, plus 0 is still 8. 3 plus 0 is 3, plus 3 is 6. And then 1 plus 3 is 4. Now, I can double check myself. I could go back and I could do 40 times 30, which we did a minute ago, and we got 1,200. We got 2 times 30 was 60. We got 40 times 3. 40 times 3. So we would have 12 and then 1 0 that we hadn't done anything with. And then 2 times 3 we know is 6. So once I filled in all my stuff again, I can use place values to check myself. We always start with the ones place. In the ones place, I have a 6, and then everything else in the ones place is a 0. So I have just 6 in the ones place. In the tens place, I don't have anything. I have a 6 and a 0, so that's still 6. And then a 2, so that gives me 8. And then in the tens place over here, it's nothing but 0, so I still have an 8. And then I move to the hundreds place. There's nothing in the hundreds place here or here. In this one, I have a 2 in the hundreds place, and in this one I have a 1. So I have 2 plus 1 is 3. In this one, I have a 0 in the hundreds place, and in this one, I have a 3 in the hundreds place. So I have a 2, a 1, and a 3. So I have 6. And then finally, I look at my thousands place. I don't have anything in the thousand place here or here. Here I have a 1. I don't have anything in the thousands place here. Here I have a 3, and I don't have anything in the thousands place here. So I have a 1 and a 3, so I have 4. So now I know that I did do all of my math correctly. I got the same product when doing it 2 different ways. So what is the value of 142? 142 times 33, it is 4,686. Okay, next page. Now this one, we're still doing the same thing. We're doing partial products. It's giving us 3 different ways to do the exact same problem. In every single problem, we're doing 315 times 24. Okay, it just has it broken out differently in each one. In this one, it has 315 broken into hundreds, tens, and ones, and it has the 24 broken into tens and ones. So let's take a look at that one first. The numbers associated with this box are 30 times 20, or excuse me, 300 times 20. So quick math, we have 300 times 20. So we just multiply our whole number parts. 2 times 3 is 6. And then how many zeros have I not done anything with yet? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I know this box is 6,000. Okay, on the next box, we have 10 times 20. So I can come over here and do quick math. 10 times 20. Multiply my whole number parts that I see. 2 times 1 is 2. And how many zeros have I not done anything with yet? 1, 2. Okay, and then we move to the final box. We have 5 times 20. We always put the larger one on top when we're multiplying. So we have 5 times 2 is 10, and how many zeros have I not done anything with yet? I haven't used this one in the ones place. Okay, now for the next row. Let's erase all this. On the next row, the numbers associated with this box are 300 times 4. So we can go over here and quick math. Our whole number parts that we see are 4 times 3, and we know from that math facts that that's 12. And then how many zero place values have I not done anything with? 1, 2. So I know this is 1200. The numbers associated with this one are 10 times 4, and we can just do mental math on that one. If we have 10 4 times, we have 10, 20, 30, 40. So we know that one's 40. And then we have 5 times 4, which we know just from our math facts is 20. Okay, and now we can add all this together. I have 6,000 plus 200 plus 100 plus 20 plus 40 plus 1,200. We have to make sure that we stay under the correct place values. Okay, in my ones place, I have zeros all the way down. In my tens place, I have 0, 0, 0, 2, and then a 4, and then another 0. So 2 plus 4 is 6. In my hundreds place, I have a 0 and then a 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. Nothing here, nothing here. 3 plus 2 is 5. And then in my thousands place, I only have a 6 and a 1. So I get 7,560. Now, we know that we can check that using place values. In the ones place, we have a 0 in the ones place in all of our spots. So in our ones place, we have a 0. If we look at our tens place, 2 and 0 is 2, and 0 is still 2, and 4 is 6, and then another 0 and another 0, so I still have 6. If I move to the hundreds place, this one doesn't have any. This one has a 1. This one has a 2, so that's 3. This one doesn't have any. This one has a 0. And this one has a 2. So I had a 1 plus 2 plus 2. So I have 5. And then finally, in our thousands place, this one doesn't have anything. This one doesn't. This one doesn't. This one doesn't. This one has a 6. This one has a 1. And 6 and 1 is 7. So either way, we came out with the same number. So that way if we have multiple ways, we stand a better chance of getting our problem right if we can figure out multiple ways to work it, because we can double check ourselves. Okay? Now, on the next one, should the answer be the same? Should the answer still be 7,560? Yeah, the answer should still be the same, because all we're changing is how we broke the boxes up. On this one, they didn't do a lot for us, did they? They didn't break that down very, very much for us. So this one's going to be a little harder to do. So I would have 315 times 20. Now, I can still do quick math on this. My whole number parts that I see, 2 times 5 is 10, and carry my 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3, and 2 times 3 is 6. And then how many zeros place values did I not do anything with yet? This 1. So this top part is 6,300. Now look at the top part on this, because it's still the same numbers. 315 times 20, 6,000 plus 200 would be 6,200, plus 1 more 100 would be 6,300. So that checks out, doesn't it? Okay. And then on the bottom one, they give us the two numbers here would be 315 times 4. 4 times 5 is 20, so we'll carry our 2. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6, and 4 times 3 is 12. So on the bottom, we got 1,260. And let's look up here. On this one, we have 1,200 plus 40, so that would be 1,240. Plus 20 more would be 1,260. So we've already double checked ourselves. So if we add these two together, 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 6 is 6. 3 plus 2 is 5. And 6 plus 1 is 7. So yes, we ended up with the same exact number. And then on our last one, now this one, they didn't break it down a lot for us on the 20 side. They just left all that 24 together. Should the answer still come out to 7,560? Yeah, it still should come out to that, because this is still 315. And down the side over here, let me move that just a little bit. On the side down over here, it's still 24. So for this first box, we would have 300 times 24. Okay, so 4 times 0. Quicker math. Gotta think, we can do quicker math on this. 24, I see a number 24 and a 3, so I'll just go here real quick and do that. 24 times 3. 24 times 3. Okay, we have 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Okay, so I know 24 times 3 is 72. And then quick math, how many place value zeros have I not done anything with yet? 1, 2. So this box is going to be 7,200. Our second box, 24 times 10. 24 times 10. We can do quick math on this one. What whole number parts do I see? 1 times 24 is 24. And how many place value zeros had I not done anything with yet? 1. So I know that this is 240. And then the last one, 5 times 24. So we would have 24 times 5. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 2 is 10. Plus 2 is 12. So this one is 120. And if I add all of these up, I would have, let's do it over here so we can write our final answer over there. I would have 7,200, 240, and make sure you're keeping your place values underneath each other, and 120. So I have 0, 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 4 is 4. Plus 2 is 6. 2 plus 2 is 4. Plus 1 is 5. And 7 is over here by itself. So for a third time, we have gotten 7,560. Okay, so it doesn't matter how we decompose our boxes. The more time-consuming sometimes is the one where you decompose by each place value. But it's also the one where you can do some faster quick math, okay? So in the end, even though this one looks like a lot more work, it's faster because we can do so much quick math when we break it apart into place values and we deal with those multiples of 10 that we can just count up our zeros. Okay, we just talked about that. And we just did that. All right, so we went ahead and we used all of our diagrams and we found that it was the same answer all the way through. Some advantages to using this one, you don't have to do as many calculations when you do one of these two. But the calculations that you do have to do are harder. This one, you have to do more calculations, but the calculations that you have to do are much easier. You can use quick math with those multiples of 10. So that's our lesson for today, and see you guys tomorrow. Bye.